You are scrolling through old photos. You have not spoken to most of these people in years. And yet, for a moment, looking at their faces, something in your chest aches in a way that does not make sense. That ache is not nostalgia in the way you think. It is a signal from a part of your brain that still believes your survival depends on the group in that photo. For the majority of human history, being part of a group was not a social preference. It was the thing standing between you and death. A human alone on the savannah without a tribe faced predators, starvation, and exposure with no backup. Evolutionary biologist Robin Dunbar, who spent his career studying primate and human social structures, found that human brain size correlates closely with the size of social groups we can maintain, suggesting that managing relationships was one of the primary pressures shaping human cognition. Your brain did not get large because you needed to solve math problems. It got large, in significant part, because keeping track of who you could trust, who owed you a favor, and who might betray you was a full-time cognitive job, and the humans who did it well outlived the humans who did not. This is why loneliness does not simply feel sad, it feels dangerous. Researcher John Cacioppo, who spent decades studying the physiological effects of social isolation, found that chronic loneliness produces measurable changes in the body, including elevated stress hormones and weakened immune function comparable to other major health risk factors. Your body responds to social disconnection the way it would respond to an actual threat, because for nearly all of human history, social disconnection was an actual threat. Here is where it gets stranger. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between the loss of an in-person tribe and the loss of any sustained social contact, even digital. A group chat that goes quiet, a friend who stops responding, a community you used to feel part of that has slowly drifted away. None of these scenarios involve physical danger. All of them can trigger the same ancient alarm that once meant the literal difference between survival and death. This explains a pattern many people notice but rarely name. You can be surrounded by people online, technically never alone, and still feel a hollow, specific kind of loneliness that close physical company does not fix. Researcher Turkle, who has studied the psychological effects of digital communication for years, has argued that a feed full of other people's lives can create the appearance of connection while leaving the deeper need for being truly known unmet. Your ancient tribal brain is built to recognize sustained eye contact, shared physical space, and mutual vulnerability. A scrolling feed offers none of those signals, even while offering an enormous quantity of faces. There's also a piece of this that is almost counterintuitive. Loneliness does not just feel uncomfortable, it changes how you perceive other people. Cacioppo's research also found that lonely individuals tend to interpret neutral social cues more negatively, expecting rejection where none exists. This is not paranoia. It is an ancient predictive system, tuned by years of group survival, that decides that if you are alone, the safest assumption is that the group has already turned against you, because in the ancestral environment, being wrong costs very little, while being right and unprepared could cost everything. This is why loneliness can become self-reinforcing. The lonelier you feel, the more your brain primes you to expect rejection, and the more you withdraw to avoid a rejection that was never actually coming. The ancient system, designed to protect you, ends up isolating you further. Knowing this mechanism does not erase the ache, but it does change what you do with it. The ache is not proof that something is wrong with you or that the connection is unavailable. It is a signal. calibrated for a world of 50 to 150 people who saw each other daily, now firing inside a world of scattered and partial contact. The most effective response is not more contact of any kind. It is the specific kind your ancient brain is actually built to register. Sustained time with the same few people, shared physical presence, conversations that are not mediated by a screen. A short phone call often satisfies this ancient system more completely than hours of scrolling through other people's curated lives, because it offers something a feed cannot: an actual exchange in real time with someone who can hear you. So the next time that unexplained ache shows up while you are scrolling through old photos, you will know what it actually is. It is not weakness, and it is not evidence that you have failed at connection. It is a message from deep inside your evolutionary history, reminding you that you were built for a tribe, sent by a brain that has not yet learned the tribe now lives, scattered, behind small screens,